Welcome to the podcast. We have another full, amazing show for you this week. Of course, we have our peaks and our pits. We have our Ask Alex and our resilient guest. This week, it's part 2 of a 3-part series. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, Shorty was our resilient guest and she spoke about her past abusive relationship and what her current status is like. Now it's part 2 where we get to hear from her husband, Loyd. Just as a disclaimer, he's going to be speaking about times when he was in the military, PTSD, unaliving himself, and also just personal experiences that he had while he was overseas. So if this is going to be triggering to any of you, I just recommend to just fast forward towards the end where we're going to be finishing it up with a game. Welcome to the Resilient AF podcast. I'm Alex Fresh.
And I'm Bennett Knows. We believe everything vibrates at a certain frequency and we're here to raise the vibration.
You'll hear stories of resilience, manifestation, and what to do when you find that even resilience has a toll. Because the bitch is tired, honey.
Oh my gosh. Are we going to talk about that shit? How I almost died. Monday morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Today was almost my final day.
I just literally had my workout for the day. My freaking stomach hurts now I was laughing so hard.
Do you want to tell them what happened? Gosh.
Well, I mean, we wake and bake, we smoke weed all day, every day.
Yes.
And so I'm like, be very careful because it's a new pipe. And if you suck too hard, then some of the weed was going to go in your mouth.
I did say that it's hard for me not to suck hard.
Well,
that's hard.
He sucked and it went down his throat and left, went to the bathroom and was gagging. I thought he was about to freaking throw up. I was laughing so hard though.
Yeah, they call it Scooby snacks. If you ever, if you're a smoker, you know what the Scooby snacks, and it was gross. It was the worst case of Scooby snacks that I've ever had in my life. And like, I swear there's Scooby snacks stuck in my throat right now.
They're relentless. They get stuck and they don't go away.
It was like so dry. Disgusting. I'm like, and I like ran to the bathroom. It was a hot mess, but good morning.
Yep.
Wake and bake.
That ruined your high, I feel like.
And I'm scared to hit it again. So
more for me.
Yeah. Well, suck slowly.
Let's get into it. I want to hear about your week. Let me hear your peak and pit.
Peaks and pits. Woo! Okay, so my peak for the week, just not going to work, having a weekend, I missed one day this week. I played hooky from work.
Well, that's a peak.
That, I guess it was a peak, but the peak is having a full weekend because I've been working so much overtime for the last few weeks. And
yeah, I mean, you definitely need to rest.
Absolutely. It's so important. Everybody's like, work hard. And it's like, you should rest just as harder. So yeah, I relaxed all weekend. On Saturday, I did go to, my friend had a birthday party. So he did a little something at Golden Gardens and It was like really, really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then afterwards, he got a table at, what's the name of the club?
X Stadium?
Not X Stadium. Everybody gets a table at fucking X Stadium for their birthday. Yeah. So no, it's not X Stadium. It's, I forgot the name of the club. But if you remember, and I hope you remember because you guys have been listening with us for so long, I went to like a 90s party and I was the only one wearing a 90s swishy outfit.
Yeah.
So this was like part 2 and I was definitely dressed not in 90s clothes. So yeah, I fit in this time. Great time. So yeah, that's my peak. My pit, I didn't really have a pit this week. So I'm going to use somebody else's pit. One of my friends.
Okay.
I hope she's not listening. No. But this is going to be a reason why if you're going on a trip this summer to check your passport, because I had a friend that's going out of town this week. Well, she's going on a bachelorette for one of our friends' weddings. And she was on her way going out of town to Tulum, Mexico. And she realized on her way to the airport that her passport was expired.
What?
Yes.
How did she not
Exactly. And that's what I said. And usually when you book your flight for like out of the country, you have to put in your passport information, including that expiration date. So I don't know what went wrong there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's weird that you say that too, because I just saw a video on TikTok saying how there's like regulations on passports. Like make sure you triple check your passport because some countries won't allow you to come in if your passport's going to expire within 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I didn't know there was regulations like that.
And then I was like afraid when I went, because I just got a passport, and like when I was going on my trip to Aruba, it said something like your passport can't be too new. It has to be at least 3 months old before you use it. And I'm like, whoa. So in case you're going on a trip this summer, check your passport expiration date, especially if you had it for a while.
Well, I'm in the clear.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had it so long, but I haven't had it like so short. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like you're like halfway through.
Not even, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm past 3 months for sure.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like a couple years in.
Mine is 3 months now, but at the time it wasn't.
What happened then?
She had to get like a new one expedited. But then what happened was, so she went and got that one, like a 1 day expedition.
Yeah.
And that cost a lot of money already.
Yeah. So did she have to like, she thought she was going to go and then she had to wait?
She had to wait.
Ugh.
So she already missed about like a day and a half.
Ooh,
because the next flight out wasn't until like the next day.
Poor thing.
12-hour flight. The original flight was only like 3 or 4 hours.
Ooh.
You know, the struggle is real. So check and make sure your passport is not expired.
All right.
Yep. So
cool. Well,
yeah, what's up with you?
my peak is, okay, so you know how I told you last week that I joined this like B&W group?
Oh, yes. And the footage looks so dope. Where can
right?
we watch it? Or is it like,
I posted on my Instagram.
maybe stay out of the gang shit.
So I do post it on my personal Instagram. It's at thatdreas, but I also post it on, I do have a page for my car. It's at thatdreas.f80. I have an M3 F80. It's a 6 manual transmission, and it's just, I love it so much. It's a Yas Marina Blue. It's just gorgeous. So I joined this club, and we just take cruises on the weekend. Well, I did again on Sunday, and it was so much fun. Also, okay, so this is my peak, part of my peak with this whole thing. Is I'm meeting a lot of people, right? With like M3s, M4s. And so people that do modifications on them and have businesses. And we're going to do like a bunch of modifications on my car. Then my pit is, it's expensive as fuck to get these modifications. Goddamn.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my whole peak and pit right there. It's going to look so sick. But this whole like cruising with a whole bunch of other BMWs has been so much fun.
Right.
It's like my new hobby. I love it.
Oh, I love that for you. And yeah, you're right. Life just be real expensive nowadays. Like everything costs money. So.
Yep. All right. What time is it?
It's time for Ask Alex and me.
And Bennett.
Yes, me too.
What's the question this week, Bennett?
So the question is, have you ever ran a red light?
Have I ran a red light? Yeah, I've ran a red light.
Yeah, she's like, I'm in a gang.
Yeah.
I'm in a gang. Like, that's what we do.
But I feel like that's not what you're talking about.
No, this is a different running red lights.
What?
Yes, I heard about this early. Or no,
Spit it out.
No, I read this.
Spit it the fuck out.
I couldn't believe that someone asked this. I had to like look it up what it meant because I'm like, it's about like when you do oral, but it's that time of the month.
Oh,
yes.
I love this question.
Yes. So, yeah,
Let me fucking answer this question.
Oh,
okay?
you're the only one that can because I don't do that.
So,
I don't even do it when it's not that time of the month, okay?
I had a friend tell me she's lesbian. She told me that she will eat girls out when they're on their period as long as there's a tampon in. And I was looking at her so crooked. I was like, no fucking way.
Wait, as long as there's a tampon in?
Yes.
So you're like playing tug of war with the tampon?
No, it's not like that.
Okay.
But I just could not believe she told me that she eats girls out while they're on their period as long as there's a tampon in. But I was young, right? As the years went on, I can't tell you how many times I've done that. Been eating out with a tampon in.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing the eating and the munching.
I will not let nobody eat me out and there's not one in and I'm just flowing. No, absolutely not. That was a question.
Okay.
As long as there's a tampon in. Yes, I'm good. I'm good with it.
I have questions now.
Okay, what's your question?
So if the tampon's in, like, I said you're going to be playing tug of war. Why aren't you going to be playing tug of war? It's there.
Yeah, but
there's more like, space in the room.
Just rub the clit a lot and lick a lot, right? You can't really insert your fingers. You just gotta like lick a lot around it and rub the clit a lot. I'm like really giving lots of detail, but that's how you gotta do it.
Wow.
You're not gonna want to stick your fingers in if there's a tampon in. Any other questions?
No, I think.
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, it does. It does. You can't really insert anything in there because there's already something in there, so you just gotta lick. Yeah, makes sense. And
quickly.
Rub and caress.
Fast.
Sometimes slow. Back and forth. But yeah.
Okay, so if you were a girl, would you allow it if you had your period?
I can't answer that because
If you were,
I've never had my period.
But I'm saying if you were, like, think about it. Like if you were in that situation.
No, because I don't let anybody give me head or anything unless I'm super clean. So
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not gonna eat it. I'll tell you that. Okay, so
let me tell you, a lot of men don't give a fuck, and a lot of women don't either.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Well.
Hashtag as long as there's a tampon in.
Yeah. Hashtag whatever. Whatever's clever. I'm not going down there. No, thank you.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, moving
gonna wrap
on.
that question up.
Yeah,
moving
please.
right along. Well,
Right
hit us
down
up
the
on
stream.
Instagram at ResilientAF3. Would you eat out or would you be eaten if you're in your period?
Or do you run red lights? Yeah, that's what you should say.
Okay, wait. Yeah, let me back up. Backing the fuck up. Hit us up at ResilientAF3 on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Do you run red lights? I want to hear all about it. Okay.
Yes.
Also, if you have a question, DM us. It's ResilientAF3 on
Gmail.
Instagram.
Oh, and at gmail.com. So if you have a question for Ask Alex and me.
And Bennett.
Yep, hit us up.
All right. So now it's time for the resilient guest this week.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have stories for days, but I think what you're going to talk about is PTSD from the military. And I hate to say that I'm excited to hear, but like we haven't ever had anybody on the podcast talk about PTSD and what that experience is like from the military. And like when you hear PTSD, you think the military, but a lot of people suffer from PTSD from all sorts of different trauma. But coming from the military, you hear about it a lot. So I'm just very intrigued to hear what you have to say and like what you went through and what you did to overcome it and, you know, everything else. So I'm just going to hand over the mic.
Okay. I assimilate PTSD with the military because the VA, quote unquote, diagnosed me with PTSD after my service.
At what age?
So 24.
And can you tell everybody what you did?
So right after I graduated college with my associate's degree in diesel mechanics and couldn't get a job at the gold mines where I lived in Nevada. Shorty, my current wife, broke up with me. I said, well, fuck this. I can't get a job. And I decided that was always a thing for me, is that if I can't make good money after high school and after college, then I'm going to join the military. I'm going to serve my country. That's what every male in my family in previous generations had done. I had cousins, you know, my dad served, my uncle served, my grandpa served, my great grandpa served, on and on and on. I've got some cousins, none of them served. Well, some male cousins that didn't serve, but some female cousins that did serve. So it's kind of something that runs in our family that we feel the call to serve. So I decided to go that route. It was time for me to get out of my parents' house, be a man, be an adult, support myself, not be supported by either one of my parents, my dad in Nevada or my mom in Montana. So I joined, and I joined the Air Force, which is probably the easiest fucking military branch to join. To be honest, it lives up to the expectations. A lot of people call it the chair force because you get to sit a lot.
What did you do? And what was your job exactly?
I joined to run heavy equipment. I was always intrigued by Tonka trucks and shit like that as a kid, right? And I wanted to run equipment. And it's really hard industry to get into as a young person. So you usually end up with a shovel or a rake in your hand. Don't want to shovel shit. I want to run equipment. So I signed up to do that. And there was a job description to run equipment. So I signed up for it, went to basic training, went to tech school, accelerated through everything. And I got assigned to a squadron called the 819th Red Horse Unit. Red Horse is an acronym for Rapid Engineer Deployable Heavy Operational Response Squadron Engineer.
Goddamn.
Right.
Yeah, it's fuck. It took me at least 18 months to remember that, and I might have fucked that up. So hopefully no one from Red Horse listens, because they might
call you out.
Might tell me I'm a pogue or something. And I am a pogue technically, but the cool thing about Red Horse was there's more now, but at the time there's only 5 units in the world that did this job. And it was you're doing construction, you're pouring concrete, asphalt. We had electricians, we had plumbers, we had everything to basically jump out of a fucking plane and create a small city in the matter of 6 hours after we left the ass end of that fucking plane.
Wow.
We threw equipment out of the back of those fucking planes. We brought it in by helicopter, all this shit. We did the job was to travel. The job was to deploy.
So did you enjoy what you did?
I didn't at the time, but I regret if I would have stuck with it, I'd be enjoying it a lot more. I enjoyed the experiences that I had traveling now more than when I was in the current moment or immediately when I got back to an extent. So let's put a pin in that and let me go back into the timeline. So I joined in September of 99. I went through tech school. I was on my duty station by May of 2000 at Maelstrom Air Force Base, Montana, the shithole of Air Force bases. No one wants to fucking go there. The only place worse you can go is Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota or F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Anyone with military, especially Air Force, that knows about those bases will agree with me. I went there, trained for a while, didn't do a whole lot, followed around the Blue Angels. I became part of a couple special teams. I was a part of a mobile aircraft arresting system, which is basically the rubber band system that traps the planes on like an aircraft carrier. Well, we do the same thing on land-based airfields. So I spent my first summer following around the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. Every air show that they had, we'd set one up. And then the minute they would take off and get halfway to their next location, we'd tear it down and there'd be another unit setting up there. And we'd go to the location after that.
Yep. Okay.
So that was kind of cool. The Thunderbirds fucking suck. I'll say that.
I think I might have flew with the Thunderbirds before. Like
Yeah.
during Seafair or whatever.
Yeah, Thunderbirds are fucking assholes. I hate those guys. Fuck them. They can go fuck themselves.
Okay.
But the Blue Angels, those fucking pilots are awesome. They know how to fucking party. I rode in Fount Albert during an air show in Arco, Idaho. That was fucking trippy. Every other Air Force member puked their guts out on that fucking plane, except for me. And I never seen adult men get roasted by Marines worse in my life in person than on that fucking, in the back of that fucking C-130.
Okay, so going back to the timeline, like how long did you serve and how was military life? Because I know it's like totally different from civilian life. And my ex, he was in the military and had to transition out. So I know that there could be like PTSD from just like the lifestyle.
So after air shows the first year, I went TDY to Mountain Home Air Force Base outside of Boise, Idaho, and was there just prior to September 11th, just stateside deployment type shit. And went through that, dealt with September 11th. Like I was literally forming a parking lot, some curb in a parking lot, and the base went dead and we're like, what the fuck is going on? All of a sudden we just see carts of bombs going down the road. And I'm like, this is not, we've been here for 60 days and I've never seen trailers upon trailers of fucking bombs. And like,
what was going through your head? What did you think was going to happen?
We didn't know what the fuck was going on. So we go to the hotel, and that's when we find out. By the time both planes had flown in the towers and the plane had flown in the Pentagon was the time we got back to the hotel. All that shit had already fucking happened. Then the bosses showed up like 3 hours later and they're like, pack your shit, get ready, we're deploying. Okay, sweet. Are we going to go home first or are we just heading straight to Afghanistan? They're like, well, I'll let you know. Okay, well, I have a car here. What the fuck's going on? So I finally did deploy. It took a year to deploy. And I went to the Middle East and I spent 6 months there and I rebuilt a runway. Got hurt while I was there. Kind of a bullshit.
Happened?
It's a stupid fucking thing, but So I fucking have TMJ.
What's
Deploy.
TMJ?
It's a fucking disorder in your jaw.
It's
My
like when
mouth
your
was,
jaw like cracks and like pops
Okay.
and locks.
Okay.
Pop, lock, and drop. It
Okay.
doesn't drop. Or it either like stays open or it doesn't open.
So sometimes it's just like stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. TMJ.
so when you deploy, I was there maybe 3 weeks and my fucking jaw locked shut.
Oof.
Like both my discs dislocated in my jaw. I couldn't put my pinky between the top and bottom row of my teeth.
Do you think that was because you were stressed out and you were just like clenching your jaw when you were sleeping or throughout the day?
No, what it is so you deploy, right? And it's fucking deploying is crazy. No one can prepare for deploying unless you've already deployed before. I don't care if you go to St. George or Death Valley trying to prepare for it. It doesn't prep you for the Middle East. It was 130 degrees in the shade. It was 99% humidity.
Ugh.
I got off that fucking plane and I couldn't breathe. They gave us literally 2 weeks to do nothing just to acclimate.
Dude.
The most miserable thing ever. You don't want to smoke a cigarette. You don't want to put a chew in. You don't want to even drink a beer and there's no hard alcohol. I wasn't a big drinker at the time, so it wasn't a big thing about that, but it's just miserable. You get out of the shower, you wipe yourself down, and you're still fucking wet. And
Ew.
Did you go off the base at all? Or what was that like?
I went off base a couple times, and I'm not gonna talk about that, but there was something bad happened. Something bad happened when I went off base to the
You?
to someone else. I saw some shit. Like, even though I was in the Air Force, I saw some shit while I was there, and I we probably shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could pass that for sure.
Okay.
It wasn't. It's not. I'm not saying that I saw, like, I wasn't a part of. I was a pogue. Like, I did not see combat. There was no shooting at me, or I did not do any shooting. I did not carry a rifle while I was deployed in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, wow.
But
I'm surprised.
there
They wouldn't
was
at least
there
let you
was
be armed. That's actually blowing my mind.
technically my issued rifle violated the fucking Geneva Convention. So it couldn't even come out of the storage rack. Supposedly it came with us. I never saw it, but it was like a Vietnam era rifle. But I dealt with some shit. I saw some shit. I mean, that could be just that 6 months could be an episode in and of itself.
Okay, so then let's talk
So-
about you rebuilt the runway and your injury.
So the food there is very well cooked. You get excited about steak and seafood night. I hate seafood, but I wanted steak. Fucking well done. It's fucking jerky. Okay.
Gross.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I want a steak. Hell yeah. Fucking gobbling it up.
Oh,
And it took
gosh.
3 weeks and both discs fucking blew out. My jaw locked shut. Couldn't eat nothing. Went through medical. They couldn't do nothing for me. No MRI machine at the camp that we're at. They want to send me to Germany. I go tell my higher ups, hey, like, my jaw is locked shut. I went to medical because one of your senior enlisted feels I'm losing too much weight, has accused me of being anorexic, sent me to fucking mental health. I'm not anorexic, but I can't fucking eat nothing. There's no food for me to eat. And they looked me square in the eyes and said, go to AFES, which is the Army Air Force Exchange Services. It's like the grocery store, like a mini mart. They said, go order a fucking blender. We can't sacrifice the manpower.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was wondering, like,
Medical wanted to send me to Ramstein, Germany to get treated.
so you had to
And
go,
I-
like, just have a liquid diet.
Yeah. So what their solution for it was, because I shed 35 pounds in like 7 weeks. I went from 225 down to 180 by the time it was all said and done. So their solution, because I was looking too sickly or whatever the fuck, they said, we're going to put you on night crew. So then you can have midnight chow, breakfast, and you'll figure something out for dinner. You can wake up with enough time and take all the time you need to eat dinner and cut your food up as small as possible to get it in your mouth. But you only get 5 to 10 minutes to eat the chow mid-meal. So it was instant mashed potatoes and scrambled eggs. I looked like I was from an albino from Ethiopia.
So when did your jaw heal? When did you unlock your jaw, I should say?
It didn't relax until probably 2 years after I got out. So I got back in spring of 2003, ramped up for another deployment, and they said, there's no fucking way you're deploying. We're revoking your deployment status. If you want to stay in the military, you will probably be a secretary for a general at some shithole base in Nebraska or some Midwest state, and you'll probably never achieve any rank whatsoever or retire with much of anything. That was my fucking life.
It's kind of fucked up because if they would have gave you the help that you needed at the time, then you wouldn't have been in that place, where you couldn't do your job anymore.
Yeah, so I get out. They want to fix me after I get out, right?
Wait, so was it like an honorable or a medical?
I was discharged honorably under medical condition. Once they kick you out, then they're like, oh, go see a doctor and about getting fixed. And some people, if you go get fixed and you can pass the screen to get back in, then they'll let you back in. So I go see a surgeon and they want to make incisions from basically where your glasses would sit next to your ears all the way down my jawline and then towards my chin. So
Whoa.
basically giving me a hockey style fucking scars on both sides to cut open and access those discs and repair them so that I could open my mouth again. And I was like, not a fucking prayer, homeboy. I am not doing that. I got my disability rating and moved on with my life.
What does life look like after the military?
When I came back from deployment, my fucking first wife cheated on me while I was deployed, like 3 weeks before I came back. She finally admitted to it, and she thought that that's what was going to keep me from divorcing her. When I finally told her I was fucking done with her.
So that happened after you deployed. What else?
Okay, so I get back from deployment. I'm happy to be back for about 3 days. So
for 3 days, but only for 3 days. Why only 3 days?
For 3 days, I was fucking lost. I was lost. I didn't want to leave the house. I felt like I couldn't function in small town Montana. It was too cold. After 6 months of working with the same people over and over, and they're your family, and you're watching their backs, and you've gone through some fucked up shit. You've seen some people get fucked up. You fucked some people up. Or it was the people you served with that got fucked up and you saw while you were there, or you were the person that was fucking people up while you were there inadvertently or through, whatever. I don't want to call it an accident or whatever, just a fucked up situation. And it's like, and you're constantly looking over your shoulder, or when you hear the jets flying over the camp and you jump out of bed, like, are we getting fucking bombed? Like,
those are the type of moments I feel like that cause really bad PTSD, because there's probably a lot of things that went on that will cause PTSD, but it's when you're sleeping, it's like when you're at your place, like thinking, am I going to get blown up right now? Like, because you hear really loud noises and you do hear, like, from what I've heard from other people describe it, like bombs going off and stuff. So that definitely like causes PTSD, even when people go back home, if they hear loud noises.
right. No,
Like,
I, to this day, Shorty hates it because I cannot sleep through the night unless the TV is on. The TV has to be on.
blaring.
I mean, it's fairly loud. I'm hard of hearing anyways, but the TV has to be on, and it pisses her off because she would rather the TV just be off and it
Yeah.
be a dark room, or she actually likes the bathroom light on, and that drives me fucking nuts. Like it has to be blackout, TV on, ambient noise. And if there's gunfire going on, even though I was never in a combat zone where I heard gunfire, I sleep better when there's gunfire on the TV. I prefer action movies being on the TV. And I'm not really a big action movie fan.
Mhm.
But it's soothing. It's weird.
It sounds right.
But I'll tell you the biggest thing with PTSD, the jets, my PTSD that fucked with me for a long time was fucking camel spiders. And I would encourage you to grab your phone right now. If you don't know what a fucking camel spider is and how big those
Shut the
motherfuckers
fuck up, Lloyd.
Yeah, you
Google
never seen
that
a camel
shit.
No, I
spider?
have. I'm still gonna look it up again.
Yeah.
What?
Google that shit. Google camel spiders and sand vipers. Fuck right off.
Oh, absolutely not. It looks like a goddamn scorpion.
So
Sick. Sick.
So let me tell you this. So there, and I hope this doesn't come across as racist. So I will pre-apologize if this come across as racist. But there, in my unit, so camel spiders, when they're about as big as a quarter or a $50, they're white and they're hard to see. Especially at night, they'll kind of glow if you hit them with a flashlight. But they will get bigger than my fucking hand at full size.
Sick.
My first day there, we had some hardcore pipe hitting black motherfuckers that came straight out of the fucking hood in Philly and Chicago. And like, I would not fuck with those guys.
Mhm.
Like, I gave them all the respect. They were there because as part of like a court fucking deal. It was go to jail or join the military type shit. But they were some hardcore motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And they were big motherfuckers too. And I'm heading to the chow hall and I see like 4 of them screaming like women.
Yeah.
In the opposite direction. And I'm like, looking over my shoulder, like, what the hell is going on? I've seen these guys fuck some people up at the bar. Like, these are my guys. I go to the bar with them. I am the only cracker in the box drinking with these guys. And they're running like little women, like an infant child down the opposite direction that I'm walking. And all of a sudden you see this fucking camel spider running down the asphalt road after their ass, chasing their ass back to the camp.
Well,
Did you kill them when you would see them?
I didn't. No, fuck you. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
That's the equivalent. That's like me going to Yellowstone and stumbling across a bison when I'm walking through the woods. I'm tiptoeing my ass around the edge and letting them move around.
I cannot. How many did you see?
Oh, every fucking day.
Oh.
Every
Were they in like where you would sleep?
No. So what they do, and you'll want to cut this out, but what they do is they actually introduce cats and dogs to the camp and to create a balanced ecosystem. So the cats will hunt the spiders and the bugs and shit, but every now and then a camel spider will kill a fucking cat.
Shut up.
And then yeah, if the cat loses, then there's a dead cat there. So the cat, there's actually a job description for military guys. It's called it's environmental. They're environmental engineers, and they have to go up and pick up like rat corpses, cat corpses, mouse corpses. We had dogs on site that would chase the cats and would try to kill the cats. And even the bugs as well. They're feral animals that are introduced to create a balanced ecosystem.
Right.
And yeah, It's fucking weird. It's different. This is all this, think about, okay, I fucked someone up while I was there. I saw some people get fucked up while I was there. I saw some friends get fucked up while I was there. I'm living in a situation where we got rats, we got mice, we got cats, we got camel spiders, we got sand vipers, we got fucking feral dogs running around. And you're trying to figure all your shit out. And then you're debating, well, do I go to the Burger King trailer for dinner tonight? Or am I eating at the fucking Chow Hall?
Literally, I'm like, because they have those type of places over there.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
they have the McDonald's and Taco Bells.
They have
We had Burger
it's like
King and
everything
Pizza Hut.
there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so what was it? So you said it was the spiders, which like anyone would be afraid of those things. They look horrifying, like aliens.
So
I have a question, too, after you answer that.
So did you have like night terrors about them or like?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it got worse with kids. As soon as I'm not gonna say her name, as soon as my oldest was born, couldn't fucking sleep. I never slept at night. I would wake up multiple times in the night, sweating fucking bullets because I had nightmares, night terrors, whatever the fuck you want to call them. That there was I would wake up and there was a camel spider on my oldest daughter's face,
Oof.
like goddamn alien.
That's what they look
And-
like.
So, okay, question, real quick. If you get bit by one, are they like very venomous?
Oh yeah, kill you.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
probably, if you get bit in the leg, you probably want to think about taking a machete to
You'd have to
your
get it
leg.
amputated, probably, right?
Oh,
Yeah, there's probably going to be a big, depending on how quick you get to it, a big portion of your legs is going to go gangrene and they're going to have to fucking cut it off. So
Sick.
whether it's a chunk, to my knowledge, that's my understanding of it. Fact check me, I might be wrong, but I was told to stay the fuck away from them. They will fuck you up. It's better to play, if you want to go lottery style, grab a tarantula or a fucking black widow or a brown recluse. You don't want to fuck with camel spiders.
Ugh. Okay.
So
okay. No.
So you were having these night terrors about when you were explaining that, all I could think about was the filter of the spider, running on people's faces. Have you seen that one?
oh yes, that fucking filter, I can't do that. I block those videos when I see them. I can't
Okay,
fucking do it.
that was my question. It's like, how do you deal with spiders? Like, what type of spiders? Are you okay with spiders? Are you not okay with spiders to this day? What's going on
I
with that?
just well
Do you make your wife kill them or put them outside?
Yeah, shorty, fuck off. So that allows us to kind of fast forward a little bit. Fuck the ex-wife. I don't want to talk about her.
Okay.
I don't
We can get into that maybe next week.
I'll just say she's a fucking cunt. So
Can I leave that in?
at that. And I left her for good fucking reason.
That's a yes to me.
And I'm much better off with my new wives now.
Yeah, you are. He's referring to me and Shorty because we're the meatballs.
But so I get out of that, fast forward fucking long time till 2014. So 10 years. I get out of that fucking relationship and I get with Shorty, and she, like, by then the VA has got me on, I'm taking handfuls of fucking pills every day. I'm on antidepressants, I'm on anti-anxiety, I'm on these neurotic numbing fucking medications, I'm on muscle relaxers, I'm on painkillers.
This is all for your PTSD
This is for
and for like
physically,
physically and mentally too. Like, it's
in the 10 years I had managed to blow my back out, blow a disc in my back, and I had a back surgery about 2 years after I got out. So that's where the painkillers and the muscle relaxers come in. But so my ex, I guess I got to go into my ex-wife a little bit. She's a fucking cunt, but so I'm having these night terrors and shit. and I'm not sleeping, and I wake up and the bed is fucking soaking wet because I'm sweating and shit, like to the point that I'm starting to wonder if I'm pissing the bed in the middle of the night, but I'm not drinking. Like I didn't drink with her. She didn't allow it because she's a hardcore Christian fucking, which I don't
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
like
yeah.
I be a part of that, but
Right.
it's all in that fucking Bible thumping, pulpit pounding bullshit. And I chose to go down that rabbit hole for over a decade. So I know I'm not pissing myself because I'm too drunk to get myself to the bathroom. I'm sweating profusely from these night terrors. So she convinced me, okay, you need to go see well, we go to the doctor and I talk to him about it and whatnot. And they're like, PTSD. PTSD is a big thing at the time. PTSD, PTS, like fucking whatever you want to call it. They got so many goddamn acronyms for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to go to mental health, mental health, mental health. Okay. You go talk to the first fucking asshole and they're like, well, you ain't been nowhere, so there's no way you can have fucking PTSD. And I'm like, what do you
How could you
mean?
tell someone that served actually was deployed?
Oh, because my DD 214 didn't say that I had a campaign ribbon on it.
Mm.
So, okay, quick pause on that. The reason I didn't have a campaign ribbon and I don't have a campaign ribbon on my DD 214 is because I refused to go to the fucking ceremony where I was going to be awarded that campaign ribbon, as well as the fucking commendation medal that I earned from that fucking deployment, because I didn't feel that I deserved the fucking commendation medal, because the only thing I did on that fucking deployment was my job. And I didn't need a commendation nor a fucking medal on my fucking uniform because I went overseas for 6 months and did my fucking job. That was my mentality behind it. So now I'm not getting, because I chose to do that, I made that decision that I didn't want to go cater to the masses and all this bureaucratic bullshit. Now I can't get services from the VA to talk about these nightmares, night terror, fuck. Okay. Still don't have that campaign ribbon to this day. I don't give a fuck. I have plenty of buddies. I was there with 233 other guys and gals. They all know that I was there and they can attest to it. So until all 233 of them are dead, then it doesn't fucking matter. I don't need a ribbon and I don't care. So I get refused services over and over, which fine, whatever. It was kind of bullshit anyways, because it's like COVID. Like I hate to bring COVID into it, but it's like COVID or climate change or inflation, whatever the fuck, gas prices. Pick your fucking poison that they want to make a goddamn media article. It was a fucking spectacle. They're encouraging you to do this shit. So they encourage you to be a fucking victim. So they're encouraging us to go there. I didn't need to go to fucking mental health. I mean, maybe it would have been fine to talk to some people every now and then. Maybe, and I definitely didn't want to talk about it in a group or anything, but just, probably once a month, I probably would have been fine.
And to be honest, it's like you need like nervous system healing. I say it all the time. It's somatic therapy. Talk therapy is great, but it's both. You really need somatic therapy to heal your nervous system.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I didn't want to talk to these people. I didn't want to talk about being over there, but that's all they want you to do is talk about being over there. And it's like, yeah, it was a great time. I look at it as they want me to talk about being over there, and I saw some semi fucked up shit, but I also remember it as some of the best times that I had with my brothers, and there was a few females there, my sisters, that were like my own fucking sister. Like if I saw them to this day, I would give them a big hug, fucking shake their husband or boyfriend's hand, be like, this is a bad bitch, take care of her. Like if you ever fuck her over, I will kill you, dude, because I got her back. Because I did 6 hard months in the shittiest location with her. So I don't want to go down memory road with that, because that was probably the most enjoyment of my life. It was the best time of my life at that time.
Mhm.
So to relive that made me feel horrible, because
Yeah.
all I want to do, back to the 3 days after deployment, I didn't want to be at home anymore. I wanted to pack my fucking mo bags back up, and I wanted to get on a fucking plane, and I wanted to redeploy. I called my fucking boss and I said, dude, I can't fucking do this. I've been here 3 days. I got to get the fuck out of here. Can I redeploy? Get me back. Can I fly back? What can you do for me? No. That was fucking hard. Because, yeah, it was great to see my wife at the time, and we were friends and whatnot, but no, even that bond and that marriage, fuck off. I wanted to go back.
So you said that you felt horrible,
Mhm.
and describe what did you go through, and how long did it last? Like,
It lasted a long fucking time. I don't think I finally separated from that until I actually got out of the military, because once they started talking about redeployment, I started getting juice back up. And then so I would say that's probably the best way of putting it, is when they started talking about, hey, we're going back, we're going to do another, it's about time, we're going to do another deployment, it's our turn. And I was super gung-ho, like, fuck, I'm the guy that wanted to go back 3 days after we got home. So they're like, we'll send you on the forward team. You can be the first one to go. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. My bags are fucking packed. I'm ready to go. They're like, get to medical. So they're like, you're going to medical. Like, schedule this fucking appointment. Get your pre-deployment screen so we can get you bought off. I'll get you fucking orders. We'll get you going. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And I got all my shit squared away. And I mean, it wasn't super quick, like a week, maybe 2 weeks of getting into that. And then I went to it and they said, nope, you've lost your, like, my notes are going immediately. I'm getting into the DFAS system or whatever, and you're fucking no longer deployable. You're done. That your bosses will decide whether you're going to get
reinstated or
retrained,
reenlisted? What the fuck? What?
retrained to be a fucking secretary, or you're
Just
going to
because of
get
that?
out of the military. Yeah, yeah, just because of my job. I was
Whoa.
alive, so it was like.
So then what? How did you feel?
The
Oh, it-
because you
I was
hold on,
I was done.
I want to ask a question because you said like you didn't want to go to like therapy or to like talk to anybody about
Mhm.
what was like your night terrors or life after the military. So like what did you end up doing?
So I would. My ex-wife pushed the victim narrative. She got on board the fucking train of, hey, they're pushing PTSD, PTS. You need to get on board with this. You need to go through the process. You need to listen to the VA and do everything they fucking say. So if they give you a medication, you need to fucking take it. You need to tell them if it helps or not. So I did all the shit. And I became a fucking zombie, is what happened.
Yeah.
I was taking a dozen pills 3 times a fucking day. I didn't know which way is up. I don't know. I don't remember half of it. And when I split with her, I was still taking that shit. And I got with Shorty, and Shorty's like, I don't know what the fuck all this is. This is all horrible. You need to knock this shit off. And she did nothing, but I wasn't seeing a therapist when I came to Idaho. And the best thing a therapist ever told me was, you need to leave your first wife. That was the last therapy session I ever went to. Is the therapist said, this bitch is crazy. I'm technically not allowed to say this, and I'm only saying this now because she was old enough that she's retired by now, if not dead, and no longer practicing. But I had a therapist that's literally told me, this bitch is crazy. You need to get the fuck out of that house. You need to split. And technically, I'm not allowed to say that as a licensed therapist. So I did.
Oh,
and
that's what she was saying. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So you left her, and
I left her, and it just so happened the stars aligned, and we'll go into that another time. And I got with Shorty, and I went through, and so there's going to be a little bit of overlap, but I got with Shorty, and Shorty encouraged me, like, one, I didn't go to therapy anymore. Fuck that. I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to do any of that shit. I didn't want to start. I hate fucking dealing with new therapists. And I went through a lot of new therapists because the VA dicked me around, where they'd send me to a therapist for a little while, and then they're like, oh, that therapist is no longer available. You got to go to this therapist. Well, I don't like that therapist. Okay, well, now you got to wait 6 weeks until we find you another therapist. And then you go through and what the fuck am I thinking of? The intake interview. Like, it was fucking just constantly intake interviews over and over and over. So fuck therapists. I'm over therapists. So by this point, and so I get with Shorty, and I'm like, I'm done with fucking therapists. Shorty's encouraging me to get off this fucking meds, and I did. And I started listening to another podcast, and I don't know if you want me to mention that, but I won't mention it by name. But I started listening to a new podcast. First podcast I ever fucking listened to. And the guy, say the name of the guy that was on the podcast. His name's Evan Hafer. That name might sound familiar to you. He's a fucking CEO of Black Rifle Coffee.
It's recording on the computer.
Sorry.
And he was talking about PTSD or PTS, and just was like, quit being it. He really resonated with me. He spoke to me of, don't be a victim. Quit because you have these night terrors or whatever, or bad shit happening to you, quit being a fucking victim. Like, it's all in your head, and you choose, and I'm paraphrasing here, but you choose what you let get to you. And after listening to that podcast, and I think he touched on it over a couple podcasts, episodes, it was kind of if you choose to be a bag of shit and be a pussy and be a fucking victim, then that's what you are, is a bag of shit. You're a victim. I'm over that. I'm not going to be a fucking victim. If I'm a victim, it's because I'm using my brain and choosing to be a victim. I will go to the fucking bar and I will pick a fight with the biggest fucking guy in there because he's being a fucking cunt, and I will talk shit to him, and I will instigate a fight with him, and I won't throw a fucking punch, because at the end of the day, I know physically I'm not going to fucking probably overcome this guy, but at the end of the day, that motherfucker's going to jail, and I'm going to laugh at his ass with my black eye and my bloody nose, and I'm going to buy myself a fucking shot afterwards, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it, because fuck you. I used my brain. I don't have to use muscles or brawn. So I'm not being a victim for no one. I'm not going to be a victim for myself. So PTSD I'm not going to be classified as PTSD. I don't have a choice. It's in my fucking medical records. But PTSD is only in my mind, in my situation, PTSD is only going to affect me if I choose to let it. Now, by all means, don't assimilate that with someone who has PTSD from sexual assault or like attempted murder or anything like that. It is completely based on the individual. And I feel it's my opinion that you have to choose whether you're going to let PTSD, you're going to accept that and be, I hate to say the word victim, but you're going to let that overcome you. Because it's like when my dad died, my life can't stop because my dad died. My dad's going to die. I'm going to die. I can't let that derail my life. So I can't let PTSD derail my life. I've had nightmares all this week. I haven't probably slept more than 3 hours straight all this week. I slept like a fucking rock in St. George, but I was probably grayed out most nights. And that's the dance I play. And I ride the K train every fucking 90 days, and that helps a lot.
Wait, what's the K train?
Well, maybe this is a good point to like maybe just cut this off right here. Take a pause. Maybe this needs to be like a 4-parter instead of a 3-parter. I don't know, because they have like a lot of stories and PTSD is super important. But the K train is ketamine. So Loyd has done ketamine treatments, and I definitely want him to speak on that experience in depth. But I do feel like that's going to be a longer conversation, and I know there's a lot of people who are interested in learning about it and just knowing about it. And he's a really great resource and has a lot of stories and experience. So would you be down to just maybe do a next week follow-up and just start off from there, Loyd?
Yeah, because were you trying to record with us on Sunday or no? As well.
We can do it anytime before next week.
Before next Sunday.
So I was gonna say, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how we're gonna do me and Shorty in the same room on Zoom. And
you don't have to.
You guys will both be on the same camera, can't
Yeah,
they?
you guys can be the same camera.
Yeah, but the mics, and I don't know if I can put one earbud in each of our ears and if that'll fuck it up.
No, that would work. But you could also like just set up your phone in another room, like just do it on your phone.
Or we can just do a quick impromptu trip to Seattle to record, and that's the focus is to record.
Yeah.
So
that'd be dope. Yeah.
But
Because then we would have like weeks and I could help edit and stuff. And it'd be really good. So yeah, maybe we should just make this a 4-parter at least.
But if you wanted to go again tomorrow or Sunday and go down the K train, I don't think that'll be much more. It'd probably be an hour, and you wouldn't have much editing on the K train unless you guys ask a bunch of fucking questions. Because I've done
We
it
can
for
try.
a while.
Sunday to edit this.
Yeah, so
we can keep it super loose and flexible, and
yeah. And then if not, we can just talk about it when we record again.
Yeah.
Whenever that is. So I'll talk to Bennett about it because this weekend is pretty busy. So I would have to look at my schedule. But okay, cool. So Loyd, thank you. I really appreciate you speaking about what you spoke about already. And I ask everyone at the end of their interview what resilience means to them, but I'm not gonna have you answer it yet.
I can answer that question, and you can choose whether or not you want to include
okay,
this.
what does resilience mean to you?
I mean, resilience for me is the fact that I had a woman that I didn't realize how much I fucking loved because I didn't know what love was at 18 years old. And we parted ways for 14 years, and the stars, call it the stars aligned.
It's the synchronicity.
Yeah, whatever.
The numbers.
You know me, Alex. We found each other again, and we are so in sync and ride or die for each other, that, and the fact that I was able to come back around in my life and get back with her and realize how much I was in love with her back then and how much I'm in love with her now. And I would not fuck that up for any.
Yeah,
Like,
he's talking about Shorty, his current wife. Well, I'm glad that you guys have each other.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
And we're gonna like hear more about
Yeah.
that on the next installments.
And
so
when y'all are doing it together, I'm gonna be asking some spicy questions. So just get ready.
oh, we can get fucking real dark.
All right, Loyd. Well, we'll catch up next week and we'll finish.
Okay.
We'll love you a long time. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Love you too.
Okay, so I said we're gonna finish it up on like a lighter note, right?
Yeah.
Bennett, I have something. I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
I'm coming through this week, and because you put me in the hot seat last week with trivia,
Yes.
I'm putting you in the hot seat with yourself today.
Okay. Okay.
with
Let's
trivia.
do it. All
and
right.
this is gonna be trivia about the queen
About?
herself, Nicki Minaj.
Ooh,
okay.
okay,
You
I'm gonna
claim
win.
to be
Let's
like the biggest Nicki Minaj fan.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
And I came up with some questions. They're damn good if I do
Okay.
say so myself. Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So I'm not gonna put like any time on the clock. I just came up with 8 questions, and
Okay.
let's see how many you get right.
All right. Let's do
I
this.
have faith in you. If I know the answers,
Well, you looked them up.
no, because I'm like, that would be a good question, because like it's actually
Okay.
very detailed, specific things that you should know if you like follow her life, which
Okay.
you do. I know you do.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
All right, here we go.
Let's
Here we go.
see.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, number 1. Her nickname is Nikki, but her name ain't Nicole. What's her legal first name?
Onika.
Ding, ding, ding.
Onika Mirage.
Okay, so Nikki Onika Tanya Maraj
Yeah.
is currently married to Kenneth Petty. But who did she date before him from 2014 to 2016?
2014 to 2016. She's been with a lot of people, but
That's
I
2
think
years.
this was 2 years. I think this might have been the turbulent 2 years with it's one of these rappers. It wasn't Meek Mill.
Yes.
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 Woo! Okay.
I'm so
2
excited
for 2.
for you. Let's go.
Okay. Yep.
All right, number 3. Finish this lyric. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still want to party. Finish the lyric.
Oh, I don't know this.
And
I know the song.
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still want to party. Come on, you.
It's a new song, Barbie Girl, Barbie World with Ice Spice, but I don't know the.
I pictured you going like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da," like right after I
But
said
and
it.
then again, like Jazzy, Stacy, Nikki, all
Okay.
the Barbies are bad. 8 girls.
I'm gonna give you one final chance. And I'm
I-
bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still want to party. It doesn't rhyme with party.
It says I pull up with Ken on the bins.
Pink vet like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull it again.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that one.
Okay, so you're 2 for 3. Number 4. Nikki has not released the real name of her 3-year-old son, but what does she refer to him as in the public?
Papa Bear.
Yes.
Yes, I love Papa Bear.
3 of 4.
Okay, okay.
Continuing on, okay? This is a detailed one. On May 25th of this year, Nikki was arrested and jailed for suspicion of possessing marijuana in Amsterdam. How long did she say that she sat in the jail cell for?
Oh, shit. She sat in the jail cell for 12 hours.
No.
4 hours.
No.
3 hours.
No.
24 hours.
5 to 6.
5 to 6 hours.
I would have known that.
We talked about that.
Literally, she posted it on, she tweeted it. I sat in the jail cell for 5 to 6 hours is what she said. I thought you'd get that one. Okay, number 6. You're up 4 for 6, okay?
Okay,
It's
okay.
not bad.
I think that's good. I think that's
That
pretty
is.
good.
It's more than half. Number 6. This past March, you put on your Pink Friday fit and attended her show in Las Vegas. That was Friday, March what?
Friday, March. I don't think it was March.
It was.
I think it was February.
Nope.
March
Because I looked it up to make sure. The Las Vegas.
6th.
No.
7th.
No.
8th.
Yes.
Yes, I knew it was. I knew it was that weekend.
International Women's Day, actually, March
Okay,
8th. Okay, so you're
yes.
still 4 for... Wait.
4 for 6.
You were 3 for 5 on the last one. My bad. So now you're 4 for 6.
Okay, not even halfway.
I fucking fucked that up. Okay. Number 7. Nikki released her new album Pink Friday 2 on her
Yes.
birthday last year, December 8th of 2023. What year was she born?
I knew this was coming, and I don't know it. It's
Oh.
1986,
No.
84,
No.
83,
No.
87,
No.
82.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Bennett.
Oh, I want to get at least half right. I started off strong.
You did.
I started off strong. We're going to pick it back up. Get ready for my comeback, y'all.
All right. You're 4 for 7.
7, yeah.
You got to get this one right. This is the last question, okay? You got to get at least more than half.
There's not 10. There's only...
No, there's 8.
Shit.
Okay, here we go. Nicki's current world tour, Pink Friday 2, commenced on March 1st of 2024.
Yep.
What is the name of the arena that Nicki performed at for the opening night of her tour?
Oh, I don't know the name of the arena. I just know where it was at. It was in Sacramento. The Sacramento Arena.
No, it was not, actually.
Oh, it wasn't in Sacramento?
No.
Yes, it was.
Was it? The arena was...
What's the name of the arena?
Oakland Arena.
Oh, it was in Oakland.
Yes.
That's not Sacramento.
No.
Fuck.
The Oakland Arena. Okay, so you got 4 out of 8. So you have half. You know what, Bennett? You just
halfway
really
there.
Disappointed. I was excited. I thought you were gonna get 8 for 8. What the actual fuck?
I'm not
Those
a
weren't
real
even that hard
barb.
questions, were they?
No, they weren't. They were
Okay.
pretty easy.
Trivia's hard.
There was no timer.
You should come back and do it like one for me for Queen Herbie. I'd probably do really bad, even though like, I'm a
We'll
huge
see.
fan of her.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right,
We'll
y'all.
see. Let's do it. Did you get some of the ones that I got wrong, right?
Is Bennett and Nicki fan? What do you think?
Are you a bigger Nicki fan? Let us know. And let's see if you could win the bottle of champagne.
Oh, Kurt, hit us
Okay.
up on Instagram at ResilientAF3.
Yes.
You can also follow us individually. I'm at that Dreas.
I'm at Bennett Knows.
Make sure to go rate the podcast on Apple and Spotify, and hope to bejesus or whoever you pray to that we can get on YouTube one day,
Yes.
because we're just lazy fucks.
We are on YouTube.
But yeah, we are. We just don't have anything posted.
Yeah.
We love you all for listening, but for real, go rate it. We would love you long time, even more. Okay?
Ooh, love you long time. All right.
Okay.
Bye.